it's quite hard just to look back at the fight. As a fighter, like I was ready to continue, and there was at no point where I wanted to stop the fight. I was going to finish strong because I think he blew himself out.
In a matter of seconds, my friends, we're going to be joined by one of my favorite people in all of combat sports. And I feel horrible because I just bothered him. I told him the wrong time, but I didn't realize that they changed the clocks over in the UK. So that's on me. He was in action on Saturday. I thought he was screwed. I thought he was going to win that fight. I thought the fight should have never been stopped. I've gone on and on about it, but I want to talk to him about it. He's kind enough, so very kind enough to join us. Let's not keep it waiting any longer. The Big Uce himself, Joseph Parker, is here. Hey, Joe, I got to apologize. I didn't realize you guys changed the clocks over there in the UK, so that's on me. I apologize.
That's okay. The time just changed the night of the fight.
Yeah.
I woke up in the morning and the time changed. So no worries. Also, I'm here.
You were probably thinking, what's this guy talking about? He's blowing me up. He said 8:15. It's 7:30 over here. So I sincerely apologize because you're kind enough to join us after a very big weekend. And we've been going on and on, Joe. I've looked at the highlights. I've shown the highlights. Every single angle, slow motion. I mean, every single possibility. And I feel as strongly right now as I did on Saturday watching it from home. I feel like you were robbed of a victory. I feel like it was an absurd, premature stoppage by Howard Foster. And I can't commend you enough the way in which you've handled it in the aftermath. I saw the post-fight press conference. You've been an absolute gentleman. Can I ask, 2 days later, do you still feel the same? Are you still kind of taking the high road, or are you as upset as some of your fans?
I am. Like, firstly, I just want to congratulate my opponent for the fight that he put on. He came prepared, he came ready. I did feel that the fight was going back and forth, and I was leading on the scorecards, I do believe. But when he, in the 11th round, when he had that flurry, there were some punches that caught me, and also I was dodging and weaving and moving. And when he did the last three punches, I was aware of what was happening. And when the ref jumped in, I just said, "Hey, I'm fine." But I guess it's not my job to decide whether or not the fight can continue. So. I can sit here and complain. I can sit here and go back and forth and say, you know what, poor me. But I'm just going to listen. What can you do? Accept it and take it on the chin and move on.
In these moments, Joe, how do you remain this sort of level-headed and respectful and classy and professional? Why did I feel so offended by what happened, and you are handling it so well? What is it about you that allows you to react to these situations this way?
You know what? I think it's having the right people around you, but also understanding that there's listen, I prayed before the fight. I did everything right, trained hard, and prayed, and I said, whatever happens, happens. And this is what's happened. So as much as I can go on about, listen, this is unfair, and the fight should have continued on, and I can say all of this, but it's not going to change anything, And I guess I just want to congratulate my opponent, and hopefully, down the line, if he doesn't get the fight with Usyk, I would love to do a rematch again because, he was a tough competitor, tough fighter.
Was he tougher than you expected him to be?
He was tougher than I expected him to be, but also I was a bit, I wasn't, listen, I had a great training camp, so there's no excuses, but what I did in, inspiring and what I did in training compared to what I did in Fight Night, maybe it didn't click, But again, there's no complaints. There's no excuses. My opponent did what he had to do, and he got the win, and fair play.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to set you up to offer any excuses. I know you're not built that way. I'm just curious about the fact that this was a big step up in competition. His last fight was against Justice Hooney. With all due respect to him, he's nowhere near the fighter that you are, and he was losing almost every minute of that fight. And so I think a lot of people thought, okay, this is a huge step up. Joseph has looked to be in the best form of his career. He's going to walk right through him and onto the undisputed. And I wonder if subconsciously you don't seem like the type to do this. Neither does your head trainer, Andy Lee. But if maybe you expected someone different who wasn't as good as the Fabio that showed up on Saturday.
You know what, Ariel? It's good you bring that up because I know the fight was locked in, and a lot of people were saying, this is going to be a sort of a walkover fight or an easy fight for me. But I treated this fight the same way I would have treated if I was fighting Usyk. And obviously on Fight Night, things didn't really play out how I thought it would play out or the way that I was going to perform. But I mean, that's boxing, right? It all comes down to whatever you do in training camp, whatever you do on fight week, and even if everything's perfect, and just on Fight Night, if something's not right or if you don't perform, it all comes down to what you show in the ring.
The referee, Howard Foster, has been criticized in the past for stopping fights prematurely, a little too soon. Did you have any issues with him reffing the fight beforehand? Did you know of this history? Did you know of any of these critiques?
You know, I never knew of any of his history or anything that sort of came with his style of reffing. But for me, you know, and being in my fight, I did feel like he stopped it prematurely. You know, I was aware. I got caught a few times, but also dodging a lot of punches, and I wanted to continue. But you know, that's not my job. You know, my job is not to say whether or not we can continue. That's his job. So just gotta respect what he said, and it's a tough one to take. It is a tough one to take.
We're showing the finishing sequences here, Joe, and the reason why I wanted to show this was because I feel like he missed a lot of the punches that the public at home or even Foster thought that he landed, including the final one. As you can see, there's a lot of misses there. And so even here, this is the actual final, like that's a miss right there. And these aren't landing clean. And that last shot, the final shot is a miss, is a right hand that missed. How could that lead to Howard Foster stopping the fight?
I mean, like as soon as Howard Foster jumped in, I was like, I mean, you know, I looked him straight in the eye. I just said, listen, I'm fine. But I guess once Howard Foster made up his mind, that was it. You know, there was no arguing, or there was no continuing. It was just that was it. That was the end.
On the broadcast, Adam Smith said that at that point, so going into the 11th, because that happened in the 11th, you were up on one scorecard, up 6 rounds, another 2, and then another had it even. And I have been unable, Joseph, to find the scorecards. They weren't posted. I asked Queensberry for them. Are you aware of where you were sitting, and is it accurate what he said? Were you up 6-2 and even?
I know that the first round. Listen, I came out strong. The second round, he got me a few times, but then from the second round onwards, I do feel like I was controlling the fight and I was catching him. And there were flurries going back and forth, but I do feel like I was leading the fight. So I think the one with the 6 up 6, I think that's the most accurate.
Was there a point in that round or even in the previous round where you were getting worried, that you were dazed, that you were rocked to the point where you thought this might happen? Did the thought ever cross your mind? I know you're being attacked here. You're not thinking of a bunch of different things, but was it ever to the point where you were thinking like, I'm swimming now in the deep end and I need to get out of this?
You know, like he did catch me with a good flurry in the 10th round, but again, I wasn't hurt, and I wasn't. I went to the corner, regrouped myself. I came out, and I was onto it again, and it's quite hard just to, you know, when you look back at the fight. As a fighter, like I was ready to continue, you know, and there was at no point where I wanted to stop the fight or thought, you know what, I'm taking a beating or he's catching me with a lot of shots and I'm done here. The whole focus of the fight was to, you know, try and dominate, and then, you know, or if I couldn't get him out of there, finish strong. And I was going to finish strong because I think he blew himself out.
It did appear as well to me that he was getting tired. And by the way, just for the record, I think Fabio, and I'd love to get your take on this, seems like a great guy, respectful guy, professional guy with a great backstory. Didn't seem like there was any animosity or trash talk between you two. And so this isn't coming from a place of malice. I just think it was the wrong call. Did you feel the same about him in the build-up and in the aftermath?
In the build-up to the fight, he's a nice guy, very respectful. And again, he has his goals. He has the things that he wants to achieve in the sport of boxing. So there's no malice or there's no anger towards him, or it's just, this is the game we're in. And sometimes when you think the fight should go one way, all of a sudden it goes the other way. And you just have to be, I mean, boxing is very unpredictable. And so what's the best way to overcome it? Just have to accept it and move on. Because if you're gonna, I don't know, if you just keep thinking about it, it's just gonna eat away at you.
I've seen a lot of pundits, not myself, but other boxing pundits say, hey, it was premature. And yet it seems like the powers that be are moving on to trying to book Wardley versus Usyk. Why isn't the talk Parker versus Wardley 2? It was an incredible fight that I think over-delivered in most people's eyes, and it ended controversially. Why isn't that the talk on this Monday?
I feel like there is a lot of talk, from the public saying that there should be a rematch, but the goal was Usyk, for the winner of this fight, to fight Usyk. If Usyk is not available, if Usyk has other plans, then we can revert back to, like, I'll love to take it in a heartbeat. Like, give me the rematch. I'm ready to fight in next month or the next few months, you know? So if Usyk is not available, I'm here, I'm ready, let's do it again.
Knowing Usyk like you do you think he takes the fight against Wardley?
I think Usyk, he's had time off. He's had time to spend with his family. He's been in a few dances here and there. He's played football. He's enjoyed himself, and I guess if he is ready to come back at the beginning of next year, this could be a fight for him. But it all comes down to what he wants to do. At the moment, he is a shot caller.
Do you think that he is happy about this result? It seemed to me like for whatever reason, he wasn't interested in fighting you. I'm not suggesting he was scared of you or anything, but it just didn't seem like it was right there. The fight was to be made and he didn't seem that interested in it. Do you think he is happy that you are not the guy standing in front of him now?
I think so. Again, not scared or not shying away from taking a challenge. Used to been there, done it all. But I guess in terms of, I'm from a small place in New Zealand. New Zealand, Samoa. I'm from that side of the world, and the fighters on this side of the world get more of a following, more attention, and maybe that could have been another reason why. Probably bigger money fighting someone else from other parts of the world.
If for whatever reason they decide to now go the direction of the rematch, would you not want it to be in the UK because of what happened on Saturday?
I'll fight anywhere, anytime, any place. Just lock it in and I'll be there. Doesn't matter where it is.
You're very different, Joe. You know that, right? A lot of people wouldn't be handling it this well. Like if someone just tuned in right now, they would think that you won the fight.
A lot of people might think, oh, I'm happy, and but again, I never trained so hard to want this loss on my record. I wanted to win and move on to big fights, but the way I approach it now is that if I ponder on it and give it all my energy, then it's not going to do me any good. Right now that I've finished the fight, I spent a lovely day with my beautiful wife and kids, and that's what really matters in life, is what you do outside of the ring, with your family and how you handle things.
Were your kids at the fight?
My wife was at the fight, but my kids were at the hotel room waiting.
Okay. Did they watch live?
No, it was a bit late for them.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I guess they did see the highlights, and I did come back with a bit of a bruised eye. And you always get you're right, Dad. I'm like, don't worry. I said to them, who wants a box? And all my three girls said me.
Oh man.
And I said, what about if you look like Daddy? And then two of them sort of went, it's okay. And then the other one said, that's all right, I'll do it.
Wow.
I'll support my kids in whatever they want to do in the future.
Are any of them training?
They're training jiu-jitsu, they're training kickboxing, they're also training boxing.
Wow. Okay, so it sounds like they might go down the MMA route.
You never know.
Wow.
You never know.
How would you feel about that as opposed to boxing? Would you be okay with it?
I'm okay with whatever they want to do, as long as they give it their full attention, just give it the attitude where you want to go out there and give it your best. And I'll support them and back them, my wife and I, and see what they can do in life.
Have they been to City Kickboxing over there with Eugene Behrman? It's right next to you, right?
It's not far from me. They haven't been there yet. They've started off in a gym close to where our house is. And then hopefully if they go through the ranks and make it to that gym, then that'll be amazing.
Have you rewatched the entire fight from start to finish?
No. I haven't really jumped on my phone. I looked at a lot of things. I've just been communicating with family, a few friends here and there, and just enjoying what matters now.
And so you even responded to me. That means I'm actually an unofficial Uce. I'm an Uso, right?
Family and friends. Family and friends.
Yes, I appreciate. I mean, that means I'm part of the Uso family. That's tremendous.
The Uso family was welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I won't keep you much longer. Can I just ask, what did I have so much respect for Andy Lee as a trainer and how he conducts himself as well. Can you share what he said to you in the aftermath? How he's feeling about this?
Again, Andy Lee is a great trainer. Him and George did an amazing job. And Andy did a great job in camp, and what I was showing in sparring and what I was showing in training wasn't quite what I was showing on fight night. And again, I'm not sure what's happened, on fight week, maybe, but no excuses. Live to fight another day, and I guess we still have a lot of work to do. We still have a lot of things to work on.
Do you have any regrets about taking the fight? Do you wish you didn't take it?
I have no regrets. I want to challenge everyone and anyone. And listen, if I wasn't good enough on the day, give me another shot and I'll show you that I can be good enough.
How about regrets in terms of the game plan or how you performed? Are there moments
my performance wasn't the best, no. It wasn't up to scratch, and it wasn't the performance we've been seeing, and it wasn't what we really expected from what we were seeing in training. So I guess if we can get a rematch or going into another fight, whoever it is and wherever it is, we have to make sure that we stick to what we've been seeing and what we've been doing.
Historically, when you suffered a setback like this, you tend to come back relatively soon. After the AJ fight, 4 months. After White, 5 months. Joyce, 4 months. Does that suggest that we're going to see you sooner rather than later?
I am coming back.
Okay.
Listen, I'm going to be in boxing for a little more, and I just want to give it everything I have. I know I can perform better than what I did, but there's no point talking about it and saying it. I just have to come out and show it and do it.
And as far as if they go Usyk Wardley, who would you like? Who makes most sense for you?
If they go Usyk Wardley, I guess Usyk is the one that everyone wants to fight. But for me, I'll just have to wait and see if they can make their fight and see whoever wins their fight. Then,
so you'd want to wait and not fight someone like, would it be an AJ or someone of that caliber?
Oh, listen, if that fight gets locked in, then I'm going to chase another fight for sure. I don't want to be sitting around waiting for too long. No.
Right. So if Wardley and Usyk go down their own path and they fight each other, who makes sense for you? Who do you think you'd get in 4 or 5 months from now?
Who is there? There's Joshua.
Yeah.
There's Daniel Dubois.
Yeah.
Kabayel.
Yeah.
Who else is there? There's Herkovich. There's a few options out there.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can make a big fight happen to one of these top fighters.
What if they try to do Moses?
Yeah, anyone. I'm not really in the sport to be ducking and dodging and weaving.
You're unbelievable. You're truly one of a kind.
Listen, Moses is a young, talented, explosive, fast heavyweight. And it'll be a pleasure to share a ring with someone like that.
Wow. So no restrictions, no stipulations. Whoever they bring to you, you're going to say yes.
Yeah, because I don't want to be ducking and diving and waiting for too long for a fight. And a lot of fighters price themselves out, or they wait for long, or they say no to this fight, no to that fight. We're in the sport to fight the best fights out there. And if that's one of the best fights, let's get it on.
In the aftermath of the fight, did Howard Foster give you any sort of explanation for the stoppage? Did you talk to him?
No, I didn't get the chance to talk to him. But listen, I'd love the chance to talk to him just to see what he saw, because I thought I was fine.
What about the commission? Anyone from the commission talk to you?
No one. I mean, I guess seeing me out of the picture or seeing me out of this world title challenge is a lot of people happy about it. So it's fighting the fight and then fighting everything else and everyone else.
Why do you think that is, Joseph? You're such a good guy. You're such a great fighter. You're always in exciting fights. Why do you think people would be happy about this?
I'm not from here. I'm not expected to be doing well. I'm not from this side of the world. I'm not from America. I'm not from the big places. I'm from New Zealand. I'm from Samoa, a small place with not the biggest following and not the biggest market. So you can understand why people want their own fighters to win. And listen, I accept that, but it makes me more motivated to show that I'm not done yet. Not at all.
Can I ask you maybe a bit of a tough one? Do you think that Queensberry and Frank Warren are happy about the result?
Probably. I mean, who knows? But what's his name? Fabio Wardley is one of their own.
Yeah.
He's a fighter from this side of the world. He's not from New Zealand. He's not from Samoa. He's not from Australia. He's from here. And, they just got to accept it.
Would your next fight be with them as well?
I have an option to fight with Frank. Or we can go in and do our own fight. But I do trust in my team, David Higgins, Spencer Brown, Andy Lee, or George. So I'm sure we're going to come up with a game plan soon to fight soon. There's no point waiting around and dragging out too long. As more as I can fight and as often as I can fight, the better I'll be.
And do you think there's a chance maybe it's back home in New Zealand, your last fight there?
I love that. I haven't fought in New Zealand for a long, long time.
2021.
Imagine bringing someone down to New Zealand and having a big fight there.
Yes.
Amazing.
Enough of you being on someone else's turf. You deserve a homecoming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, again.
I want to be at that one. New Zealand is one of the countries, by the way, at the top of the list for me. If you ask me places that I haven't been to, Auckland, New Zealand is number one.
You want to come to the next fight?
I would love it. Let's do it. Who do we need to talk to?
Deal.
That's a deal. You're the man. Joseph, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I'm sorry for the miscommunication regarding...
That's okay, so
because, you guys went an hour back, and so I did 5 hours, which was 3:15 our time, 8:15, all that. But I'm happy it's not like the middle of the night over there in Auckland. When do you go back home, by the way? Do you get to go home soon?
I'll fly home tomorrow with the family, and I'm excited. I'm excited just to be home and just spend more time with the family and just be in comfort of your own home. See my dog, go for a swim, and just relax.
Yeah.
Relax and enjoy
it's been a long training camp.
It's been long. It's been long, but it's been enjoyable. But it's nice to be home.
Man, I wish they were all like you, but I guess that wouldn't make you unique. You're such a unique guy and such a great guy and such a great guy to root for. Congratulations on a great fight, Joe. Really, a phenomenal fight. I don't know if you saw, but in the UFC, there was a heavyweight title fight that was happening at the same time as yours. And it ended unceremoniously with the eye poke. And so you were the perfect antidote to that. But then I was double upset because I didn't like the way that fight ended, and I didn't like the way your fight ended. And so it was a horrible night, Joseph.
Listen, we still have time to make it right. We still have time to climb back, and that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, you're the man. All the best to you. Thank you so much for coming on, and safe travels home. Big Uce, you'll be back. We still believe in you. For now, the uncrowned champion of the heavyweight division. Thanks for watching this video. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for us. Also, give us a thumbs up, leave a nice comment. These things go a long way. And while you're here, do check out the rest of the channel. We've got live shows and full interviews, clips, and a whole lot more. We're doing big things here, and we appreciate your support very much.